People, as you guys know, I'm always going to teach you guys wealth while living. In this video, we're going to talk about the truth when it comes to being a landlord. People, a lot of us don't ever talk about the negative aspects of owning real estate, which is, of course, being a landlord in a certain way. Number one thing you got to understand, being a landlord comes with a lot of different management risk. I'm gonna first say this. A lot of you sometimes hear people say, well, if you're gonna be buying properties out of state, just hire a property management company. It sounds good, doesn't it? But here's what you gotta understand. Think about this for a moment. Imagine you own 3 properties in a different state, because I get this question a lot. Should you invest into properties in a different state? And your AC goes out, and the AC is fixable. If it was local, a person could have fixed it for $300-400. But because the property is out of state and you have no control, you're not gonna go take a flight, go book Airbnb rooms, lunch, breakfast, dinner. You decide to hire a property management company, which is gonna take 10 to 15% every month out of your gross or net proceeds. The AC job could have been simply fixed for $300-400. They tell you you need a new AC for $5,000. Now really think about this. Every month, hypothetically, you're making $1,000 profit. You just lost 6 months of profit because you listened to a property management company who lied to you because you decided to buy properties out of state. That is what we call management risk, especially being a landlord, because you're an absentee landlord. Number 2, let's talk about being a local landlord. You own properties. This is the part that people don't tell you. Imagine there's a leak 2 o'clock in the morning. Guess who the tenant is going to call? You as the landlord. You have to find a plumber late at night to, of course, facilitate and deal with the situation. And imagine it's late hours. Plumbers are going to charge you so much more because you have them coming out of their bed to come fix a leak late hours. Now, a lot of you don't understand, too. Here's some tips, too. When you buy properties, I highly recommend a couple things. Always retile the home, never have carpet. Because I want you guys to understand the problem with carpet, just like we were talking about this plumbing issue, you now sometimes have to pay to, of course, retile at that point, and sometimes even pay for damages for the tenant. So always have tile when you're renting properties. Number 2, when you're buying properties, I always recommend too, let's say the property has, of course, bathrooms, different sinks, different toilets. Just replace those. Toilets are usually roughly $100 at Home Depot. And if you're talking about sink faucets, you could do a brand called Glacier Bay, which is like the Home Depot brand, $20 a faucet. I recommend changing all faucets. If there's 3 of them, so what? You spent $80 or $60 to replace the faucets. If there's 2 bathrooms, you spent $200 on a toilet. Because what you're doing, you're being proactive by saving time and money and effort by fixing problems before they were to happen. So there's a less likely chance these things are going to happen because you already replaced them the moment you decided to buy the property. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to managing properties and being a landlord, there's a lot of risk that comes with managing properties. There's also a lot of maintenance. Sometimes the maintenance is, number 3, the tenant. The tenant has bad habits, and sad to say, you have to deal with the bad habits of the continuous lying of the tenants. Oh, why is the sink clogged? I don't know. I'm not sure what happened after they finished putting hair in the toilet or in the sink. I had a tenant one time literally put a toy in a toilet. I had to get my plumbers out there. We're unclogging the toilet. The lady says she don't know what happened. What do I find? Her kids' toys. And the rest of the set is in the room. A lot of you understand that it just comes with the world of managing properties. But be smart if you're investing, or if you're investing into the world of real estate on any aspects, absentee owner or actually being a local landlord. It's important to understand what tools exist and understand everything is just not about profits. It's about being proactive with the property before you actually hold the property long term by actually thinking smart. Do you really want to invest out of state? Is it worth it? What happens if there's an issue? Can you trust property management companies? Or should you just stay local? But with local properties, there's also risk too. There's also more management risk. Because at the end of the day, are you going to be proactive and be smart about it, change the toilets, the faucet heads in advance, so at the end of the day, you don't get calls in these specific areas when it comes to plumbing? Or are you just going to buy the property, put some white paint and rent it out and say, well, I'm not fixing anything, and every 2 weeks you're getting a call? Be smart about your life. Understand the rules, the do's and don'ts when it comes to being a landlord, and be smart about your wealth. There's nothing more important than owning wealth and having passive income. I'm not trying to, of course, tell you guys don't do it. Be smart about it. And of course, own properties, own passive income. The more properties you own,